What makes you instantly hate someone? Them being AD to someone else for no reason at all. Removed. People who think they are superior because of their jobs and can be rude to others because of it. Listening to audio on their phone with the volume up in public spaces. If all they do is complain. If they treat animals like s, or if they're rude to customer service employees. Someone that doesn't let you get a word in the conversation. Talking about their score with women's and brag about it while you do it. Selfish and entitled people with no regard for others, patiently waits. Area. I generally dislike people. You ever run into someone you can tell is lying about something in your very first interaction with them? When they're edgy pricks who one-up you to try and win the conversation. You could be talking about the time you had a bad day at work and they'll come back with a story about how they flipped off their manager. Like, dude, come on, we know that didn't happen, you're not impressing anyone anyway. People who litter. One time I went on a vacation to Switzerland with my aunt to visit my cousins who live there. Someday, we were going in a car ride to visit some monument and my cousins give us different kinds of chocolate to try out, all delicious. Suddenly my aunt opens the window and throws the plastics away. It happened really fast, as when she knows she is doing something she should not be doing. Then she smiles while I look at her very serious and getting mad also because I noticed she didn't have the seatbelt on. She damn well could have saved it until we left the car or got home. Oh, and my cousins also got mad because I think it's illegal to litter in Switzerland. End of story. Someone who talks over people when they are already speaking. That S will immediately make me despise you. Racism. When they talk crap about others. I instantly hate everyone. I just wanna be in my house with a locked door away from everyone. I just hate sexists and women. Being rude to waiters or cashiers for no reason. I instantly hate anyone who looks directly back at me through a mirror. Talk too much. When they pick up their phone and start browsing, texting when someone else other than them is talking. Oh gosh, I hate. No wait. I despise edgy people. Bang, I had an edgy friend that acted like the Joker and would make her edgy ass fake laugh, unamused face. She would also say, "One day I'll kill you all." Proceeds to make that fake, dumb laugh. Edgy people are the worst thing ever. Like, please, slap yourself once in a while. When people talk about their kids like they are geniuses. My 1-month-old just quoted the whole Romeo and Juliet novel by William Shakespeare. He's so smart, my baby boy, growing up too quick. Oh, I don't like cats. When someone complains and gets really petty about the small details of things. Loudmouths that talk bulls to try and impress you. Victim behavior. Nothing ever happens because they got unlucky or they messed something up. It's always because someone else hates them and or is out to get them. You waved to your neighbor in the street but they didn't see you? That's obviously because they pretended not to see you. A friend said they couldn't come out for dinner? It's not because their daughter has the flu like they said, but it's clearly because they only pretend to like you. Cunts who never shut the F up about their children. Petting an animal roughly or just messing with them for no reason to provoke them. I have an uncle who comes to visit every couple months, but without fail he always playfully jabs my dog in the stomach with his fingers. Also have this friend who has on 2 separate occasions messed with other mutual friends' pets to the point that both animals tried to bite her to get her to stop. If they cheat, exceptions may be made under highly irregular circumstances. Cheating is one of the nastiest things you can do. And if you cheat on someone, I will not support you ever again, and I will immediately lose all respect for you. Greater than they sneeze and cough on people's faces. Blow smoke at people's faces. Greater than they try to be cute by behaving like a 5-year-old when they're actually 20 or above. Greater than they act like they are better than everyone around themselves. Greater than cuts cues. Greater than can't shut the F up about their perfect life. Every time they talk. Greater than people who know they're attractive and still fish for compliments even when complimented. Greater than people who chase clout. Posting hacked stories are not cute. We know you just want some attention. Greater than steers the conversation towards themselves when it is clearly about someone else or something else. God. Shut up, Becky. Greater than trolls when people are discussing seriously about a political topic or such. When they start getting political when I was really only talking about weather. Plebs who cut their nails in public. When they lied about being abused. Or worse, rape. People that aren't open-minded or who can't change their opinion on something. If they interrupt me while I'm reading or try to talk to me when I have earbuds in, it's pretty obvious that people like that don't wanna be disturbed. He usually drives an Audi Q7, has a pink round face and wears a V-neck. Additional gear might include small annoying dog, plastic wife and Bluetooth permanently installed in ear. There's a 50% chance they own a small business and or are out of shape. The other half are realtors. Asking irrelevant questions. What nationality are you? What religion do you follow? Can I lick your bum? When they litter. People asking the same AskReddit questions that have already been asked a million times. Couples posting month salaries on social media. Posting about their BFGF, nothing and no one else. Like, that's your life? Using your speakerphone in public places. Or walking around playing music without headphones in public areas. Nobody wants to hear your crap. I don't vaccinate my children. Those people that just spit. And sometimes they even make that disgusting sound first, then just spit on the sidewalk for no reason at all. Bar regulars who believe as they put money in the till most days, they can boss around staff, interfere and act like they're the owners. They are the worst if it's not curbed. Seen it a few times with one even claiming he put 25,000 pounds of his own money into a microbrewery and then tried to show his pals and associates around. No mate, you're a punter. Thing is, he thought everyone loved him as he drank there every day for 8 hours and flashed the cash, yet looked like a hobo. This was his ruse. I effing hate to see guys verbally abuse their wives or girlfriends, trying to make them feel small and themselves look superior by comparison. Also, I work at an airport in maintenance and I see passengers literally destroy things that I or my co-workers then have to replace or repair. I was working on a sliding door and watched a guy push a luggage cart into the sliding door next to me on purpose, not giving it time to open up, which takes about a second. He smashed the S out of the door and looked at me like, "What the F are you gonna do about it?" I took his picture immediately and called an airport cop who did absolutely nothing. Apparently people who destroy airport property on purpose are to be left alone. I hate that. I hate those people and I really hate the ones who refuse to do anything about it. I asked a barber once if he watches sports and he said no, they're a waste of time and stupid. I hate that guy not for hating sports, for thinking he's better than people who enjoy them. Those far left nuts or people that constantly virtue signal. People who drive too slow in the fast lane. I hate liars. Mean to animals. Terrible people who think they deserve respect just because they're older. People who are cocky as chewing with your mouth open, or trying to get inside the bus before people are done exiting. Them looking down on others. Hurting my friends. I've never gotten into a fight but expect hell if you harm them mentally or physically. When you have barely said anything other than hello to someone and they immediately tell you that they are a vegan, vegetarian, religious of any denomination or an atheist, and then start ripping you a new asshole when you say you're the opposite to any of the above. It's like, for F's sake, it's cool, you're you, I am me, and I ain't changing. Move along and bug someone else. If they treat animals differently to humans. My cousin pointed at me and said your bunny died a day after the event, but they very would have done that if a person had died. I cried a lot. Lying too. It sucks if your friend lies all the time but you love them too much to cut them out of your life for being a toxic liar. They try so hard to express their need for attention, which they refer to as personality. They are exhausting to even look at, and you know they are the total normies. You did that cool thing. Well, I did it too. I know all about it and I could tell you my more extreme story. Kicking a dog. People who feel obligated to talk about themselves. Like, shut up. Then talking bad about someone who was actually nice to them. People who are rude to people in restaurants and shops and stuff. People who do not in any way listen to someone's side of the argument. People who do no research before an argument and just say the same stuff over and over. If they're intensely religious, I don't mean them believing in God or going to church, I mean the ones who are constantly like, oh, the Lord has blessed me with, all the time. Like, no, people who don't listen and don't care. I understand if they don't listen 'cause they dissociate or something, 'cause I do that too, but if they just don't care and don't listen to anything you have to say, then yeah, FFS. Just so many people, also homophobes and transphobes. I would go on, but this seems long enough already. XD. To be honest, I wouldn't say I literally hate them, but I tend to dislike and become quite resentful of people who constantly complain about their lives, yet don't do anything to make their life better. I understand that people need to vent now and then, but if you vent at me every time I see you, just don't be surprised if I start making my way out of your life. If they have mental health issues, I advise those kinds of people to seek professional therapy, otherwise I can't remain in contact with them. For me, constant negativity is just contagious, and I'd rather not associate with people who just settle for mediocrity and misery. You are the company you associate yourself with, after all. When you're talking to someone and every time you mention something you've done or experienced, it's happened to them but much bigger. I went to Disneyland Paris, and W interrupts. I went to Disney World in Florida for 2 weeks. Hate might be a strong word, but seeing overhearing someone say don't tell me what to do unironically makes me instantly annoyed at them. There's just something about the kind of person who would take that attitude through life that I find insufferable. Anyone who hurts animals or jokes about depression or suicide. If they don't respect min-wage fast food employees. If they pulled out a guitar around a campfire, F off please. Anything tone deaf to the fact we just met. How many times you got laid in Iceland? Not something to tell me about in the first hour of knowing you. I'm not the audience for that unless we're actually friends. This happens to me so often. I have a face that makes people want to overshare for some reason. Rudeness, arrogance, bitchiness, and being condescending. F you. If they're being inconsiderate about others, When they don't listen to you and only want to talk about themselves. Exist. When they start talking all the time about their kids and how talented and wonderful they are. If your world is revolving around your kids, that's fine, but I don't want to know every little detail. I just don't. Loud chewing. People commenting under this topic thinking that they are better than the ones that they are hating judging. If they are rude and full of themselves, it's just such a huge friendship turn off for me. Also, people who always complain. I'll admit I complain a lot and I'm working on it, but I have this one friend who just non-stop complains. The only time she ever reaches out to me is to bitch about her life. But God forbid I mention hey I was in the ER or something, because she just turns it around so the focus is back on her. I wish I had the balls to end that friendship. When someone drives when drunk. Hate those PPL. When you can tell how fake they are, but no one else does so you just have to put up with it. Kicking at animals. Fortnite. Smoking inside. If they use you as instant noodles. Betrayal. Work in retail and wear name badge. Hate entitled people who read my first name on my badge and then assume they have every right to call me by my first name. We have not met, we are not friends. Arrogance. Entitlement. I loathe anyone who walks around like they're the greatest gift to mankind. If they're rude to staff, whether it's at a restaurant, hotel, or anywhere. If they're rude to a person only because they are working, I instantly hate them. When they think TikTok is good. People who don't give a s about climate change. For example, I live in a rural village and I happen to know that my middle-aged neighbor's wife burned a pile of plastic just yesterday, while she had a trash container right across the street. The rest of the family is no different. Stopping abruptly at a main thoroughfare, aisle, walkway, then just standing there. If they are human. If they breathe. Shit talkers. People that always say, yeah that's really interesting, or, ha, I never thought of that, it's patronizing, stop doing it. Not liking animals. If you don't like dogs and come to my house then boss my dogs around, F off, it's their couch and their house. When they say, why you trying to talk to me to someone, people really think they're above others to the point where they can't have other people talk to them. Arrogance. Don't clean up their messes in clothing stores. Fold the fucking clothes back, mom, so what if THEYRE paid to do it? Bragging but acting like you're not, that's one of worst things people can do and it's really annoying. People who answer with I know whenever you try to be helpful to them, aka when new people at work act like they already know everything, even if they could just say thanks. Breathing. Hating on something I like, whether they know it or not. Condescension. When they don't show empathy at all. Mistreating animals or children. Those who have excuses and sob stories for everything. I accept life is tough for almost everyone, but this cannot be how you identify your personality. And when we first meet, I don't want to hear excuses about how or why you are unable to do literally anything, except for stand around telling me bulls, ultimately ending in some sort of favor request because of reasons. If they say they're dating someone then proceed to flirt with me, this only happened once, but if the person they are dating approaches then they tell them that I'm flirting with them. Hate is such a strong word, feeling that gets banalized over time, like love, hope, and dreams. I don't hate anyone. I dislike some kind of people and attitudes, but I don't hate anyone. As much as we don't agree to each other, at the end of the day we are all the same. We are all brothers and sisters sharing the same roof in this spaceship for a limited amount of time. We all got hopes and dreams of a better life. We are all trying to figure out what we can do, and what life is about, with this limited amount of time that we got. Trying to seem interesting with the I wanna die, I hate my life because they saw it in an Instagram meme. If they're talking to me or someone else and they have AirPods in, even if they're not playing anything. Censorious people who derive gratification from unjustified criticisms. It's just malice with purported principles. Captious work colleagues who assume pedantry is some grandiose revenge scheme. They always use semantics and circuitous language just to arrive at the same conclusion as you, sycophants. People who pontificate on social media perpetuating ignorance. Dogmatic people who cannot tolerate different perspectives. Impertinent swines, denouncing all Roma people as irredeemable reprobates, then they condemn generalizations of other ethnic groups. Grotesquely hypocritical residents in Reddit's woke-osphere are my favorite culprits of this. We see your fervent gypsy disdain. Littering. I genuinely dislike and avoid people that are narrow-minded, ignorant and have a strong sense of FOMO. Like I am tolerant and forgive them, but when they mess with me then that's just a whole new level of hate I give them. If they drive under the influence. If they breathe. People who eat with their mouth open drive me crazy. I don't want to ever be around them when they're eating again. I also instantly dislike anyone who is rude to waiters or serving staff, even if they are super nice to me. At their core they still suck as people. Thinking they are better than anyone else due to some stupid-ass reason which they will eventually tell you in a high, pompous way. If they don't use headphones. I'm a very scent-oriented person. If someone doesn't shower, or they do without washing their ass, it's unbearable. Also, SJWs screaming in the street or trying to hurt people on their way to work. The middle-aged white women that are rich housewives and winos that bump into me in the supermarket. I got so sick of it that I started using Instacart so that I didn't have to go food shopping near them anymore. The dude who keeps messaging my girl. Act patient until you see what this person does or had done to someone you are friends with, or if he picks on you. If he does these things to someone else, he is a psycho. Being double-faced, or clearly adjusting their behavior to the situation to the point they basically have multiple personalities. What is funny? Typically, those are people who are universally liked by everyone, because they adjust to everyone's likings. That in lying, I just don't like seeing living in a society as a game I am supposed to win somehow. I am myself and that's it, and that's how I want others to approach me. You kill kittens. I don't like you. You beat your child for no reason. I don't like you. You shoot down an Ukrainian airplane full of people because you're oversensitive. I don't like you. But if you're trying to game my feelings, beliefs and reactions, F you with the cactus. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to hear more of the best posts.